I'm gonna be just like I'm gonna be the bank man. Yeah. That's funny.
Could I have your attention? We'll go ahead and get started with our program. We've got a great crowd tonight. For the first time in 24 years, we had such a great crowd that we ran out of food. And for that, I truly am sorry. For the ones of you that did not get some meat, I think Angie is supposed to be bringing some back by all means. You can go back and get some at any time that you want. It's my pleasure to welcome you to First National Bank's 24th Annual Teachers Banquet. I look forward to this event every year. Being raised by a mother and a father that stressed education, I came to realize at an early age the importance of teachers. Teachers devote their lives to giving our youth the tools to succeed and inspire them to do so. You listen to our children, you challenge them, and you encourage them to stand up for their values. You will teach our future leaders of this community, and they will stand on a foundation that you as teachers has helped build. You hold the future of our nation's communities in your hands. Beyond curriculum, technology, and community partners, teachers are the single most important factor in a student's learning. Teachers are the spark that ignites a student's learning through communicating their passions for their subjects and touching not just a student's mind, but his heart as well. Thank you for your countless hours, your sweat, your tears, and your unwavering commitment to the students of Fayetteville and Lincoln County. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce several folks tonight. I'd like to start off by introducing two of our community board members that are with us tonight, Mr. Terry Monks and Mr. Mickey Lawson. If you would please stand to be recognized. Next, I would like to recognize our Student Advisory Board members. We have a few of them that are here tonight. I'd like to ask them to come forward. I'm going to ask them to tell you their names, where they're going to school, and what they're going to be studying for. First National Bank has had a Student Advisory Board since 1990. I think the first one here in Lincoln County was 1991. This year the bank has 94 students just like these you see in front of you tonight from all of our counties that we serve. Fayetteville and Lincoln County have 19. And let me be the first to tell you, these students are very impressive. You have done an excellent job in your education of these young people. I think you'll see that whenever you hear them tonight.
Hi everyone. I just want to say thank you, first of all, on behalf of all of our Student Advisory Board. I know I've had several of you as my teachers, and I just appreciate what you guys do. I know it takes a lot. My mother's a teacher, so I get to hear about it often. So, but it's not all bad things. It's good things too. But you guys have to put a lot into it, and so I just appreciate that. But my name's Annie Stillman. I'm a senior at the high school here at Lincoln County. And I plan on going to UTC, that's the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga, in the fall, and I plan to study physical therapy. So.
Hi, my name is B. Frame, and I plan to go to Motlow and study pre-health professions.
My name is Morgan Higgins, and my mom's a teacher also. And I'm going to Wallace State in the fall to play basketball. And I'm going to major in chemistry, and I might go to pharmacy school after that. I'm not sure
yet. We have had the privilege of working with these group of young people for several months. and they have done a lot of community service and a lot of things here in our communities, and you should be very proud of the product that you as teachers of this county have produced. Next, I'd like to introduce our employees. I've heard my father say many times that the best asset of our bank is our employees, and I agree with him 100%. These men and women that serve you as customers each and every day are dedicated to the service that they give you. And they also do a tremendous amount of work outside of the bank, after hours, on their own time, without pay, to give back to the communities that they serve. I'd like to ask for the employees of the Fayetteville and the Park City offices to please stand and be recognized. We have several guests that have made their way from Pulaski here tonight to support us. I'd like to recognize them. The first is our Chairman and CEO, Mark Hayes. Our President and Chief Operating Officer, Don Haney. Our Chief Financial Officer, Tracy Porterfield. Truth be known, Tracy's the one that keeps us all straight. Our Human Resource Supervisor and Student Advisory Board Coordinator, Tracy Griggs, and his wife, Christy. Our Marketing Director, Ms. Judy Pruitt. And our Marketing Director of Online Services, Ms. Amy Woodard. There is one other bank family member that I need to recognize tonight. He has recently retired after 54 plus years of service in the banking industry. He still, of course, will have his hands on the bank, so to speak. He's still a shareholder, still a member of our Emeritus Board, Mr. Jimmy Cox. You know, our employees have a deep connection with educators. We've got several employees that have kinfolk that are educators. I'd like to recognize these folks at this time. Kathy Holland, who is Tommy Holland's wife. Brooke Alder, who's Jeff Alder's wife. All right, y'all are going to have to stand up. I want to make sure that everybody knows that Jeff married above his head. Bobby and Cindy Alder, Jeff's parents. Nathan Browning, Megan Browning's husband. Stan Golden, Jason Golden's father. I don't know if I saw Stan tonight. He's here. Andrea Chiodano, who is Heather's sister. And last but not least, my mother, Donna Cox. At this time, I'd like to introduce our directors of school, and I'd like to ask them to stand and introduce any of their board members that might be present tonight. First, the Director of City Schools, Dr. Janine Wilson. Thank you all for being here. Next, we have our Director of Schools for the County School System, Dr. Wanda Shelton.
I hope I don't miss anyone. I know I have Mr. Tommy Stevenson back there with the South Lincoln folks. And our chairman of the board, Mr. Jerry Pendergrass. Is there anyone else?
Thank you, Wanda. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. James Bryant, head of the schools of Riverside Christian Academy. I'd like to ask him to introduce any of his board members that are here tonight.
We have 3 board members with us tonight. Our fourth chairman, Dr. Kyle Spears.
At this time, I'd like to ask all of the principals of the schools here in the city and county to please stand to be recognized. You know, Fayetteville and Lincoln County are very lucky to have Motlow College. We're lucky to have a campus here in our community as well. Tonight we have the director of the Fayetteville Center of Motlow College, Ms. Laura Monks, and her husband Terry here. Please stand to be recognized. Next, I'd like to introduce the mayor of the city of Fayetteville, Mr. John Law, and his wife Emily. The County Mayor Bill Newman was unable to attend tonight due to a prior engagement. We have the Chancellor of the 17th Judicial District, Chancellor J.B. Cox, and his wife Nancy. Also, we have the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Carolyn Denton. We have with us Paul Henry from the Elk Valley Times. And we have from Fayetteville Public Utilities, Don Counts. I think I know most all of you, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lyman Cox. I'm the Senior Lender and Executive Vice President for First National Bank. And tonight I have the honor to introduce to you our speaker. It's human nature, whether we're a child or an adult, to want a hero. Webster's definition of a hero is a man of distinguished courage and ability, admired for brave deeds and noble qualities. Tonight, we have the honor to have in our presence a real American hero and a native of Lincoln County. Colonel Phil Brooks is from Fayetteville, Tennessee, and was commissioned through the Army ROTC. His education includes a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Memphis and a Master of Arts in Science from the Command and General Staff College in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Colonel Brooks served in Baumholder, Germany from 1994 to 1997 and deployed to Bosnia for Operation Joint Endeavor. Upon completion of the Field Artillery Captain's Career Course, he was assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia, where he served as Human Resource Officer, Fire Support Officer, and Commander from 1997 to 2001. He then served as Aviation Brigade Fire Support, Cannon Battery, Field Artillery Battalion Tactical Operations Center, trainer at the National Training Center, Fort Irwin, California, from 2001 to 2004. He deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 3 times, serving as Executive Officer to the Commanding General Civilian Police Assistance Training Team, Executive Officer to the Commanding General Multinational Division Baghdad, Battalion Operations Officer, and as Brigade Executive Officer, Mosul, Iraq. He has commanded battalions in both Iraq and Afghanistan and has served as Deputy Chief of Staff in Regional Command East. Colonel Brooks' military schooling includes Field Artillery Officer Basic and Advanced courses, Airborne School, Combined Armed Services Staff School, Joint Firepower Control Course, Command and General Staff College, and Joint Forces Staff College. Colonel Brooks' awards and decorations include 4 Bronze Star medals, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, 5 Meritorious Service Medals, Joint Service Commendation Medal, 7 Army Commendation Medals, 3 Army Achievement Medals, the Combat Action Badge, the Parachutist Badge, and multiple campaign ribbons. Colonel Brooks is the son of the late Winston and Carolyn Brooks of Fayetteville, Tennessee, and the proud husband of the former Laurie West, also of Fayetteville. He is the father of 17-year-old son Wes and 14-year-old daughter Amelia. It's my pleasure to introduce to you a man that always held the line, never stood down, but always stood up, Colonel Phil Brooks.
I'm not worthy. Yeah, thanks for the warm welcome, Lyman. And it's always great to have the opportunity to come back home and see so many folks and show my appreciation for your continued hard work and dedication to such a noble calling. I want to thank the employees tonight of the bank that made this event possible, for all the educators here in Lincoln County. And I wanted to publicly congratulate Mr. Jimmy and Miss Donna on their recent retirement and hope that you enjoy it to the fullest extent. It's truly humbling to be surrounded by so many great Americans tonight that impact the lives of kids, former students, business people, and leaders every day. A couple of weeks ago, I was in College Station, Texas. I'm attending the Senior Service College now at the Bush School. But I was in an open forum session with Ambassador Ryan Crocker. He's the Dean of the Bush School of Government and Public Service there, and former ambassador in Iraq, Afghanistan, and 4 other countries during his career as a Foreign Service officer. And he was asked by a member of the audience who made the biggest impact on his life and drove him to have such a distinguished career. And he responded with a simple answer, that his teachers provided him the foundation to continue his education and eventually his career as a diplomat. I consider that a pretty impressive response for a man of his stature and something you could be and should be proud of. Now, I've got to admit, I've been to combat a lot, but I was a little bit nervous when Mr. Jimmy called me a month or so ago and he asked me to come tonight. But my nerves quickly went away as I remember my parents tell me, number one, you never forget where you came from, and number two, never turn down the opportunity to come back to your hometown and say thanks. And I'm going to attempt to do that tonight. And besides, Mr. Jimmy is one of the few men that changed my diaper as a child, and my outcome could have been changed a long time ago. So I have my...
James Barnes and Phil's 4 days difference in their age. And Carolyn and Weston live right next door to us. And y'all all know I'm a big bird owner. And we moved out beside them when we came from Fayetteville and built a dog pen. And the dog, Jack, and Phil. I finished the dog pen and had it rolled up real tight on the back porch. Lo and behold, I heard somebody holler. And Phil was just like a monkey. He could climb in his tree, climb on top of that and everything else. He got up on top of that wire and slid down the wire with his hands up like this. You don't remember that?
I do. Yes, sir, I do.
He won't let you forget
He was headed for somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And he got there.
That's right. All right. Made me lose my place, Mr. Jimmy. In all seriousness, in an effort to show my appreciation to all of you tonight, I wanted to share an experience from one of my recent deployments overseas. Now, those of you that have friends or relatives in the military, you may call it a war story, but this one's rated G. It's not like American Sniper or anything like that, but it is a way that I want to show my appreciation. And I made it rated G for two reasons. Number one, my beautiful nieces came tonight, and Don Counts has it on TV. But I also wanted to use this so that you can share it with your students and children as they get ready to hit a home run in these TCAP tests coming up. So I'm fired up for you tonight. About 15 months ago, I was deployed to a base in Bagram, Afghanistan, and for those of you that aren't familiar with it, the base is in an area in the eastern part of Afghanistan, and it was in the news quite a bit a couple of years ago. It also serves as one of the two major locations to send equipment and people in and out of Afghanistan. And at the time, it was home to about 20,000 soldiers, civilian contractors, and third country nationals that provided the logistic support throughout the theater there. As a commander there, I was in charge of somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 soldiers and civilians from multiple countries. Some 200 soldiers were from the Czech Republic, and they looked as if they were handpicked to work there. All of them were at least 6 feet tall, and they had big, thick necks like Coach Thomas and Coach Palmer. But they were great to have around when you went to some bad parts of the country. There were some 50 or so soldiers from South Korea, around 400 from the Jordanian Army, 400 to 500 Air Force Security Forces, and my own unit from Fort Hood, Texas. We also had civilian contractors and translators, and they kept the information and the equipment running for us every day and did great work. I can only imagine how hard my personal translator had to work to understand Southern English and then translate that into Pashto and Dari, so I have a greater appreciation for those locals. So the team had a pretty difficult job. We were responsible for securing that base that housed so many people and aircraft and so much equipment. The base was just over 8 miles around and had lots of towers. But it was always a place where the bad guys wanted to attack because they knew it would make the news. We were also responsible for 2 provinces, the provinces of Parwan and Kapisa. And provinces are similar to the states here in America. They have a provincial governor, a provincial chief of police, district governor, district chief of police, mayors, villages throughout. So at every level, we were partnered with the Afghans, and we focused on advancing 3 areas. Those 3 areas were security, governance, and development. Well, security is pretty self-explanatory. That's what we train to do every day. Keep the bad people out, and we're trained to do that. Governance, we partnered with mayors and governors to help them improve their ability to provide essential services to the people. And by essential services, everybody knows the Army and the military have acronyms. We use SWEAT'em, okay? And it's a good acronym, but it was sewage, water, electricity, academics, trash, and medical service. And there were a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in making sure that we advanced those interests in the interest of the Afghan government. And then the last one was development. The soil in that area is not as rich as that in Lincoln County, and there's not an industrial park to employ so many people, but the grape vineyards were plentiful, and there were other agricultural products that grew there that Murray Blackwelder might not approve of, so we had to find something different for them to do. Likewise, they had small hardware stores, markets, gas stations, restaurants, bakeries, repair shops, cell phone shops, and what we consider flea markets, and the people could work in and sell their agricultural goods. Duck hunting was also popular, and one of my bodyguards was a big Duck Dynasty fan, so we made a lot of friends when he gave out the hunters his little homemade duck calls, so that helped out. And so needless to say, we were pretty busy. But late one night, my boss called and told me he had some reporters coming from Central Texas, and they wanted to get some stories out on what we were doing so that they could broadcast them back home. He said, "Phil, you got lots of things going on down there, and I know they want to see it, so I'm going to send them to you. They're only going to be here for a few days, and you'll do great." And that was the guidance. Well, I'm not sure how many of you have dealt with news reporters outside of Don Counts. But as you know, their stories can often be translated in several ways. But I saluted my boss, and I said, yes, sir, I'll take them. Well, the next morning, two pretty young ladies showed up with their camera crews, and I had been there about 8 months. And although they were jet lagged, they were anxious to get some exciting stories so they could go on the next 6 o'clock news back here in the States. But before they go on camera, reporters always want background information. And so they always ask for background information before they go on camera. And then when they go on camera, the gloves are off, so it's fair game. You might get asked any question, as some of you know. So they came together in the same room and worked for two different news affiliates and wanted to hear my background information. So they immediately started asking questions. And one of the young ladies said, you have this great operations center, and you can see everyone on cameras, video systems, talk to your soldiers on the radios, to everyone's out on patrol. So why do you as a commander go out on a patrol with them every day? And before I could even process all of this information, she quickly followed up and said, what's the hardest part of this mission, and why is it taking so long to show the progress so they can stand alone and you and the soldiers can come back to Texas? And before I could even get that one out, the other one chimed in and said, how do you teach these soldiers to do things like improve governance and development? Well, at this point, I immediately put my commander hat on and asked them to stop. And so I turned my head and I paused for a few seconds, and it looked like I had a crick in my neck. And so one of them asked me, said, sir, are you okay? I said, I'm doing fine. I said, but I've got to warn you, I'm a product of the public education system. And my English teacher, Mr. Jack Jean, told me when I have a complex question or a sentence that I need to diagram it out in my head with all the nouns and adverbs before I even answer it. So I'm trying to get all these nouns and verbs formulated. Well, after a minute or so, I processed the three questions I thought they were asking. And I told them, I think you asked me three separate questions, and I'm going to answer them individually. In response to your first question, why do I, as the commander of so many troops, go out on patrol with them every day? And my response was this: commanding or leading soldiers is an honor and a privilege that few have the opportunity to do. I take that privilege seriously, and there's little more rewarding in life than to lead our nation's treasure, America's sons and daughters, and the men and women in uniform. Secondly, I would never put these men and women in a situation that I would not put myself in first, and I want to see the great things that they do every day. And finally, I've been hunting a lot of bad people in Iraq and Afghanistan for the last 8 or 10 years, and I haven't encountered not one mud hut, not one cave, not one city street, not a high-rise apartment that put more fear in me than Mr. Joel Hastings, Miss Joyce Eady, Miss Sarah Carter, or any of my baseball and football coaches with a paddle in their hands when I was a student in Tennessee. So thanks, Mr. Joel. In response to the second question, I think she said, what is so hard about this mission, and why is it taking so long to show signs of progress? And I said, what you don't understand about this is the Afghan security forces that these soldiers are partnered with have an average of a third-grade education. And likewise, many of the government officials and farmers have very little education. The soldiers that work in this formation have at a minimum a high school education, and some and many have bachelor's and even master's degrees. The importance of education is underestimated, and we owe more credit to our teachers for the selfless service they provide every day. So in my opinion, there's two ways of learning, and this is what I told her. One, through repetition and doing the same thing that we do every day with those people we are partnered with, or two, through significant emotional events. So I pose the question to you, Ms. Reporter, which way do you prefer to learn? I clearly remember some significant emotional events as I took my report card out to that field house and the football coaches and baseball coaches lined up to check our grades before we went into practice. Likewise, when mortars and rockets landed on that base, I received a lot of phone calls from people that have more brass than that, and I prefer not to receive those phone calls in the future. So, finally, in response to the third question that she asked me, how do you teach these soldiers to improve governance and development? Well, I've been called a leader because of multiple deployments through combat zones, a mentor to young officers that want to make the Army a career, a motivator because I go out with them to alleviate any fears from the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, or any other thugs that just want to cause problems, and a trainer because I lived in the Mojave Desert for 3 years and trained soldiers on the combat skills every day. But I've never been referred to as a teacher. The truth is, these men and women were taught in small-town America by people much smarter than me and provided the foundation that took them here. I just leveraged that education and expertise to synchronize our operations. So I thank the teachers across America for helping me. These answers seemed to calm down the reporters, and I'm not sure it was the sensationalism they were looking for. But they asked me similar questions when I went on camera, thank goodness. And the report turned out pretty well. The soldiers were also excellent in their interviews, and they did a great job. Maybe you had the opportunity to see this. I think my wife put it on Facebook. My mom had it on Facebook, but it turned out great. But that last question bothered me after the interview, and so I went back to my little sleeping tent that night. It was actually a little trailer. And I thought about that. Why would they use the term teacher with somebody like me, a knothead? And I really thought about the characteristics that I associated with teachers. And while Lyman and the team here tonight are going to present a few outstanding teacher awards, I would offer that all current and former teachers here share at least two similar traits. The first is humility. All of you are humble, and all of you have answered a noble calling. You're all part of something much bigger than you even know. Ambassador Ryan Crocker is just one example of the impact that you have every day. College and professional athletes thank former teachers daily on ESPN for the opportunity to continue to do what they do every day. And I, too, believe the more senior you become in any business organization or leadership role like the one I'm in, the more you rely on your educational foundation. Lyman read my bio, and although I earned a bachelor's and master's degree, I spent the last year at the Bush School of Government and Public Service, and I just submitted another 40-plus page research paper. I'll tell you, I could not have done that if it weren't for the patience and the humility of the many of the folks in here tonight. I often joke with the soldiers that I'm a product of the public education system, but the truth is, the people in this room took the time with someone like me, and I'm sure you've encountered a lot more like me in the last years during your tenure, so that we can adapt in today's globally and interconnected environment. And you do it not for the money, but for the satisfaction of knowing that someday we will rely on the foundation that you provided and make the right decisions. The second common trait that I believe you all possess is empathy. Somehow, despite all students you affect daily, you have the ability to put yourself in their position when the time comes for testing and grading and even after hours. Every one of your students is different in his or her own way, yet you have the ability to improve their performance in your respective areas. And you understand them and empathize with them daily. You may not realize it, but I and a lot of others do. Just look at the folks at my tables tonight. Yes, at first it looks like family, my mom, my aunt, my brother, My god sister is here. But if you look at it closer, Miss Wilma Muse, Miss Donna Cox, my sister, Joey O'Connor, are or were teachers, and they all educated me in some way as well. And as you can tell, I continue to surround myself with them every day. And they'll be the first to tell you I need all the support I can get. Now, I could probably list several other characteristics that you all have as educators, but from my viewpoint, but I'll close with this. As I prepare to take command of an even larger formation this summer, somewhere between 4,500 and 5,000 soldiers, I find comfort in knowing that these men and women come to me with an educational foundation provided by a group of humble and empathetic teachers that invested their time and energy, just like my teachers did for me, so that we can accomplish anything our political and military leaders ask us to do. And without you, none of this would be possible. Thank you for what each and every one of you do. May God bless each and every one of you, and may you be able to continue to impact the lives of your students and former students every day. Thank you.
Phil, thank you for those timely words, for your comments. Certainly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come back here and speak with us tonight. We've got a gift to show our appreciation for you coming. Hope that you like it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Pleasure. Thank you.
He did an excellent job, didn't he? As I said about the Student Advisory Board, this is a product of what each one of you do every day. For that, we're truly grateful. At this time, we've got our Teacher of the Year awards. I'm going to call first on Dr. Janine Wilson to come forward and present her Teacher of the Year awards for the city school system.
I certainly won't try to follow Phil's speech, but I want you to know how much we admire you and appreciate everything you said about teachers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Glad to have you. And we always thank the First National Bank for their hospitality and their appreciation of our profession. So I won't say too much tonight, except I think all teachers deserve awards, and congratulations to those who will get them tonight. Kelly King from Ralph Askins. Kelly is a pre-K teacher at Askins and certainly deserves an award for getting our little ones off to a good start. Butler from Fayetteville Middle School. So I'm walking up Wendy does an outstanding job. We appreciate everything we do. India Brewer. Congratulations.
I'd like to now call on Dr. Wanda Shelton, Director of the County School Systems, to present their Teacher of the Year awards.
Dr. Shelton's going to allow me to speak tonight, so I appreciate that, and we all appreciate what First National Bank does. And I want to take just a second to share, especially a lot of Colonel Brooks being here. I had the opportunity to be at Redstone Arsenal last week, and we got to hear a 4-star general, and I understand there are 12 4-star generals, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But General Vice spoke to us, and he spoke about teachers, and he said, teachers are the heroes. He said they're the real heroes. And I thought that was really touching, but then when I looked and I saw the folks in the room and I heard the remarks that were made, I realized that they're not just the heroes, they're the superheroes in Lincoln County. And we really have a lot of superheroes in all the systems in Lincoln County that work for all the students, and so we're very lucky. And I'm very lucky to get to honor 3 of those superheroes that were selected as Teacher of the Year in Lincoln County. So our first superhero, that's our pre-K 4 Teacher of the Year, uses all the superpowers she has to make sure that 3rd graders, and you know there's a lot that has to happen in 3rd grade, she makes sure that all that is woven together so that her students really have a safe and secure learning environment and they can all excel. And that's Miss Holly Stillman. Our 5 through 8 Teacher of the Year uses his power to make sure that our students understand our history and can relate that history to what's happening in the world today. So we'd like to present Patrick Carey as our middle school 5-8 Teacher of the Year. Mr. Harry has a long walk. And our 9-12 Teacher of the Year uses her powers to engage all her 11th grade students in poetry, prose, and written expression. The 9 through 12 Teacher of the Year is Miss Monty Dangerfield. Thank you. I love you too.
I'd like to now call on Mr. James Bryant, head of the School for Riverside Christian Academy, to present his Teacher of the Year award.
As I stand before you, I can truly say, I do not know how you do it every day. I am not a classroom teacher, have never been. I'm a businessman, but I salute every one of you. I want to share a quick little story with you. Once upon a time, there was a little boy walking down the shore, and he was picking up starfish, and he was throwing them into the ocean. 1, 2. And this older man walked up behind him and he said, "Son, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm saving the starfish." And the old man just looked and shook his head and he said, "What do you mean? There are thousands here." A little boy, again a little boy, reached down and picked one up and threw it out. And he said, "I made a difference to that one." And I know right here at the end of the school year, things can be difficult. And I'm a proud husband. Last week, a former student of my wife who teaches physical education at RCA came up and said she was visiting from Clarksville Christian, where she's in her 3rd year of teaching. And she said, I'm a teacher today because your wife encouraged me. And I couldn't be any prouder as a husband for a young lady to say that my wife had an impact. Our Teacher of the Year tonight, I think it's fitting that our speaker is from the military, because our Teacher of the Year spent a lot of time following Dad around. She was a military brat. And husband, and she's looking at me saying, I got part of the story right. But she is a veteran teacher, and I want to share one thing about her that last March during our advanced ed accreditation visit said that this teacher, a veteran teacher, been at RCA 13 years, teaching for more than 20 years, a veteran teacher with the zeal of somebody right out of college. She's worked 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 5th, whatever we needed to do at Riverside Christian Academy. And our Teacher of the Year this year is Miss Patty Bolton.
Congratulations to each one of the award winners. We'd like to ask that each one of you stay, and any award winners stay after the banquet here tonight so that we can get pictures for the Elk Valley Times. Every year, First National Bank gives out service pins to to teachers that have reached the milestone of 25 years of service. And this year is no different. We have several pins that we would like to give out tonight. I'd like to call on Jason Golden, our Vice President and County Exec from Park City, to help me to give out these pins. Let me say this, if there's anyone that I call out that is not here tonight, I'd like to ask that a teacher from that representative school would come by and see Bonnie after the program is over so that you can pick up your pin for your colleague. First, from Blanche School, Betty Fullerton. Next, from Fayetteville High School, Sylvia Weathersby. Next, from Fayetteville Middle School, Sharon Bryant. Also from Fayetteville Middle School, Miss Linda Falk. Fayetteville Middle School, Mike Leopard. Fayetteville Middle School, Claudia Stiles. Also from Fayetteville Middle School, John Wilson. From Ralph Askin School, Constance Doolin. Also from Ralph Askins, Marcia Cannon. Congratulations to each one of these for reaching this 25-year milestone. Also, I'd like to ask if there are any teachers that have reached that 25 years this year that did not receive their pin, please let Bonnie McCowan know, and we'll be more than happy to get it for you. Another round of applause for this group of people. All right, we gave out 25-year pins. Now I'd like to ask for every teacher that has taught for more than 25 years to stand and please be recognized. I'd also ask that the retired teachers please stand and be recognized. You know, I said at the beginning of this program that this is our 24th year, and I'd like to know if there's anyone out there that have been here for all 24 years. If so, I'd like for you to stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to thank Sarah Wallace for letting us use this facility. It's a wonderful place for us to have this event every year. It's neat to see this lunchroom and commons area filled with teachers each and every year, and for that, Miss Sarah, we're certainly appreciative. We'd like to thank Billy Hall and his helpers for helping us set up the tables and chairs tonight. All right, now it's time to give out some prizes. First prize that we're going to give out tonight is $250 for the school with the highest percentage of teachers attending tonight. This is a contest that we have every year. We've had some very close contests in the past, and I hope that this year is no exception. I'd like to ask for Tommy to help us calculate, for Jeff Alder, for Jason Nix, and Josh Richardson to help us with our counts. I'm going to ask when I call out your school's name that you stand and allow our folks to count until they give us our numbers, and then you can sit back down. Also, this is for active teachers only. First Blanche School. Please stand up. Just make sure you get double them off over here. Jason, did you get this here? Did you get her? 19. Fayetteville High School. Fayetteville Middle School. (13) Flipville School. Ooh. I did. I've already got them. That's good. (26) Highland Rim. Y'all got your work cut out for you on this one. Stand back up, take them a table at a time. Jason, stand back up, take them a table at a time. Lincoln County High School. Ninth Grade Academy. Let him count them all. Ralph Askins. You got two on this side, Jason. On your side, 27 over there, 26 over there, 2 over here. It's 28. Riverside Christian Academy. South Lincoln School. $36. Stonebridge Academic Learning Center. Unity School. Yes, she's at both schools. Who is it? And what percentage? I'm going to ask Tommy Holland to come forward and give you the results.
In case y'all didn't notice, we've gone high-tech this year with an iPad. I always used to hate to go to meetings and some old fella get up and say, well, 30, 40 years ago, so-and-so, but I'm going to do it tonight. When you get as old as me and Bobby Alder and Peggy Wright, and you still got a teacher coming to the teacher's banquet, Miss Earlene Patrick is here, and we had her in the 8th grade, right? Where's Miss Patrick? Would you please stand? Thank you. And for the 3rd year in a row, this time by 0.09% is Highland Rim School. Highland Rim had 95.74%, and 9th grade Academy had 95.65%.
Bonnie will make sure that you get your $250 prize. Also, at this time, I would like to call on Tracy Durham from LCEA to present some awards for Teachers of the Year for their organization.
Good evening. Lincoln County Education Association is very proud to get to honor some of these teachers tonight. We have a Teacher of the Year and an ESP, which is an Education Support Personnel from every school. And we would like to recognize first Miss Donna Revis from Flintville. From 9th grade Academy, Miss April Ashley. Also, from 9th grade Academy, Miss April, if you will pass on to Miss Lynn George for our ESP. From Lincoln County High School, Miss Angela Beal. From Blanche, Miss Kim Owen. Kim is also our secretary for LCEA. And Kim, if you would pass on for the ESP at Blanche for Miss Sherry Taylor. From Unity, Miss Joan Mashburn. And the ESP from Unity was Mitzi Fitzgerald. From South Lincoln School, Miss Melanie Bedingfield. And the ESP from South Lincoln was Miss Jane Osgood. From Stonebridge, Miss Brenda Musami. Miss Brenda is also our membership person for LCEA. From SBA also, or the ESP, was Miss Adrian Hartman. And last but not least, at Highland Rim School, Miss Dana Casey. Thank you all for the wonderful job you do.
Thank you, Tracy, and congratulations to each of the recipients of those awards. As I had said before, please make sure that you stay after the banquet for a picture with the Elk Valley Times. Next, we're going to start our door prizes. I'd ask for Heather McCormick and Megan Browning to come and help me with this. The first prize that we're going to give out is a first reply card. We do this every year. We got to thinking this year as we were going through the program that these invitations go out and they're not necessarily mailed at the same time. Some are hand delivered, some are mailed. So instead of doing the first reply card, we took the top 25, the first 25 that turned their reply card in. We've put them into a drawing, and we're going to draw a winner out of that first 25. And the winner is, from Flintville Elementary School, Rebecca Hardiman. All right, next we're going to do another little something new that we haven't done before in the past. As you could see tonight, whenever you came in, we had a banner over here to our right. That banner references our spring promotion that we're having at the bank. And in this promotion, we're giving away some very nice prizes, as you can see. Zero-turn X-Mark riding lawnmower, a green egg grill, a steel weed eater, and some nice rocking chairs. Now, I can hear the buzz. We are going to be giving those away in a drawing on May the 15th at which is a Friday. We're going to at our Pulaski office, we're going to rope off a full city block. We're going to have entertainment. I think we've got the Good Springs Band that is coming in to play. We're going to have some games that you can play with your family. We're going to feed you again. We're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers, just a good old-fashioned cookout and a good time. And at that time, there will be a drawing for these prizes. And the way that this promotion works is anyone that purchases a service from First National Bank, whether it's a checking account or a savings account, a loan, those types of things, we give them so many chances to win, to be included in this drawing to win these prizes. Well, tonight I wanted to make sure that every person, or that every school at least had a winner from each school. So what we are going to do tonight is I'm going to draw from each school. I've got the attending teachers from each school. I'm going to draw a name from each school, and I'm going to give you 5 chances to go into this drawing on May the 15th. The first school that we are going to do is Blanche School. And the winner is Beth Bottom.
I say she's excited.
Now, Beth, make sure you make your plans to come over to the bank on Friday, May the 15th. You don't want to miss your opportunity to win. Next is Fayetteville High School.
What is that? Jenny Rolls Walter?
Jenny Rolls Walter.
And the winner is Jenny Rolls Walter. I will. Next, we're going to do Fayetteville Middle School. The winner is John Wilson. Hey, wait a minute, that's not John Wilson. Next, we're going to do Flintville School. Jessica Hunt. Whoa. Is Jessica here? We're going to give them to her anyway. I was going to say she had to be here, but we're going to give them to her anyway. Would someone come please get these for her, carry them to her? Next, Highland Rim School. Nicole White. Next is Lincoln County High School. Beth Morris.
We got Phil working.
The way it's going, it's gonna be right.
Next is the 9th grade academy. Jerry Davis. Next is Ralph Askin School. Sarah McCormick. Next we have Riverside Christian Academy. Dana Eldridge. Hold on.
She's not here?
She's not here. Oh, get the draw again.
See, she broke her leg.
She didn't break her leg, did she?
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Travis Creasy.
Yes.
Lucky day for Travis Creasy. Unlucky day for Travis Creasy.
We'll get somebody eventually. They had a jet apparently.
Vicky Hamilton. Uh-oh. Nobody's here.
Gilbert?
Diane Gilbert.
Alright, come on now.
Well, Mr. Bryant, come on up and get your tickets. James Bryant. Next is South Lincoln School. Margaret McCord.
I guess I can read Stonebridge. There's Stonebridge.
Next is Stonebridge Academic Learning Center. I'm probably fixing to butcher this. Brenda Munasami. Close? All right. Last but not least, Unity School. Emily Pierce. She's here. Yeah, we got some more. Okay. We got retired teachers that we're going to do the same thing with. Just one draw for retired teachers, and then we got some door prizes of our silver dollars of our proof seats. Retired teachers, I didn't forget you. We're going to draw from our retired teachers that are here tonight. Miss Martha Golden. Now, want to make sure you need to be present on May the 15th to win. But again, you'll have food, music, very nice night. It's a 2-hour time frame from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock on Friday, May the 15th, for you to be there to have your opportunity to win one of these very nice prizes. All right, lastly, we're going to do our 3 door prizes that we normally always do. We're going to put everybody in the pot this time. We're going to draw, the first thing we're going to draw for is a 2015 silver dollar. From Ralph Askin School, Angela Hobbs. Next, we have another 2015 silver dollar. Sarah Kimbrough. And lastly, we've got a 2015 uncirculated proof set that Tommy is trying to swipe. We're not going to let him have it. And the winner is Dawn Waycaster. Waycaster. This concludes our program for the night. Again, we thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to come here tonight. We appreciate what you do each and every day. Thank you, and God bless all of you.